Maya Ellis thought she had buried the past forever until she walked into that glittering ballroom with a secret that would destroy everything Ethan Carr had built. For 5 years, the hotel heir lived with the shame of what he'd done, hiding behind his family's fortune while she raised their son alone. But tonight, as the cameras flashed and the whispers began, Maya held the hand of a little boy with his father's eyes, and she was about to make Ethan pay for every tear she'd cried in silence. What started as a quest for justice would become a battle for love, where old wounds would either heal or destroy them both. Because when a man who was once ashamed of his curvy black wife sees her walk back into his world confident, successful, and holding their heir, some secrets refuse to stay buried. Will Maya's heart survive the war she's about to start, or will Ethan prove that some men are worth a second chance? If you're invested in this story of love, redemption, and family, hit that subscribe button and let me know what city you're watching from. I love connecting with viewers from around the world. Maya Ellis stood outside the grand doors of the Carr Hotel, her heart beating fast. The golden light spilled out from inside. She could hear music playing, a string quartet. Fancy. She looked down at Leo, her 4-year-old son. He wore his best button-up shirt, the blue one that made his eyes shine, those eyes that looked just like his father's. "Remember what we talked about, baby?" Maya said softly. Leo nodded. "I get to meet my daddy tonight." "That's right." Maya took a deep breath. "You ready?" Leo squeezed her hand. "Ready, Mama." The hotel doors opened with a whoosh. Cool air rushed out. Maya walked in, holding Leo's hand tight. Her heels clicked on the marble floor. She wore a simple black dress that hugged her curves. She felt beautiful, strong. The ballroom was huge. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling like frozen stars. People in fancy clothes held wine glasses. They laughed and talked. The smell of expensive perfume mixed with fresh flowers. Maya spotted him right away. Ethan Carr stood near a group of hotel staff. He wore a sharp black suit. His brown hair was perfectly styled. He was talking and smiling, but Maya could see the tension in his shoulders. She remembered that about him, how he carried stress in his body. He turned. Their eyes met across the room. Ethan's face went white. His wine glass trembled in his hand. Maya watched him excuse himself from the group. He walked toward them, moving slow like he was walking through water. "Maya." His voice was barely a whisper. She lifted her chin. "Hello, Ethan." His eyes dropped to Leo. The little boy stared up at the tall man with wide, curious eyes. "This is your dad," Maya said simply. The words hung in the air. Around them, conversation stopped. People turned to look. Maya felt their stares but kept her eyes on Ethan. Ethan's knees buckled. He dropped down to Leo's level. His hands shook. "Hi there," he said to Leo. His voice cracked. Leo tilted his head. "You're really big." Despite everything, Ethan smiled. "You're really small." "I'm 4, Leo announced proudly. 4 is a good age, Ethan said. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a hotel keycard. "Want to see some magic?" Leo nodded eagerly. Ethan made the keycard disappear behind his ear, then pulled it out from behind Leo's ear. Leo giggled. The sound cut through the heavy silence in the room. Maya's heart twisted. This was what she'd wanted to see 5 years ago. Ethan being a father, being present. "That was cool," Leo said. "I know lots of magic tricks," Ethan said softly. Around them, whispers started. Maya caught bits of conversation. "Is that his son? Who is she? The heir has a kid?" Owen Hale, Ethan's best friend, and the hotel manager, appeared beside them. He smiled at Maya and Leo. "Well, hello there," Owen said to Leo. "I'm Uncle Owen. Want some apple juice?" Leo looked at Maya. She nodded. Owen led Leo toward a side table loaded with drinks and snacks. Maya watched them go, grateful for the space. Ethan stood up slowly. His face was pale. "Maya, not here," she said quietly. "Too many people watching." Ethan looked around. Every face in the room was turned their way. A young woman with a hotel name tag held up her phone, filming. Maya recognized her from the staff pictures on the hotel website. Ava something. "There's a hallway behind the kitchen," Ethan said. Maya nodded. She walked over to Owen and Leo. "We'll be right back, baby," she told Leo. "Okay, Mama. Uncle Owen is going to show me where they make the fancy ice." Owen winked at Maya. "Take your time." Maya followed Ethan through a service door into a quiet hallway. The noise from the party faded. Here, it was just them. like old times, except everything was different now. Ethan leaned against the wall. He ran his hands through his hair. "I can't believe you're here," he said. "I came for Leo, not for you." The words hit him like a slap. His face crumpled. I know I don't deserve." "Stop." Maya held up her hand. "Don't do that. Don't make this about your feelings." Ethan's mouth closed. He nodded. Maya studied his face. He looked older, tired. There were lines around his eyes that hadn't been there before. "I should have told you about Leo from the beginning," she said. "But you made it clear you didn't want a life with me." "Maya, that's not—" "You were ashamed of me," she said simply. "Of us. You hid our relationship. You never took me anywhere public. When I got pregnant, you panicked. You said your family would never accept me." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "I was scared. I was 25 and stupid, and—" "I don't want excuses," Maya said. "I want to know if you've changed." Silence stretched between them. Maya could hear the party music through the walls. "I've thought about you every day for 5 years," Ethan said finally. "I've regretted every choice I made. I know I hurt you. I know I was a coward." Maya's throat tightened. She dreamed of hearing these words, but she was older now, wiser. Words were easy. Actions were what mattered. "Leo needs his father," she said, "but I won't let you hurt him the way you hurt me. If you want to be part of his life, it has to be real. No hiding, no shame. Daylight only." "Daylight only," Ethan repeated. "I mean it, Ethan. If you can't be proud to be his father in front of everyone, your family, your staff, the whole world, then walk away now." Ethan straightened up. Something shifted in his face. The fear was still there, but underneath it was something stronger, determination. "I want to be his father," he said. "I want to be the man I should have been 5 years ago." Maya nodded slowly. "Then we finish tonight for Leo's sake. No drama, no scenes. Tomorrow we talk about how this works." They walked back into the party together. Leo ran over to them, his face sticky with apple juice. "Daddy, Uncle Owen showed me the ice machine. It's huge." "Daddy." The word made Ethan's eyes go wide. Maya saw him fight back tears. "That sounds amazing," Ethan managed. The party continued around them. Maya stayed close to Leo, watching him charm the hotel staff. He was naturally friendly, just like she'd been at his age. Before life taught her to be careful with her trust. Vivian Carr, Ethan's mother, appeared at Maya's elbow. She was a tall, elegant woman with silver hair pulled back in a perfect bun. Her smile was polite but cold. "Miss Ellis, isn't it?" Vivian said. "Mrs. Carr," Maya replied evenly. "Your son is lovely." "Thank you." Vivian's eyes swept over Maya's dress. "I hope you're not planning to make this situation public." Maya's jaw tightened. "This situation is your grandson. Of course, I simply meant that timing is important. We have a new hotel opening next month. Bad publicity could—" "Excuse me," Maya said. She walked away before she said something she'd regret. She found Ethan talking to some business partners. When he saw her face, he immediately excused himself. "What happened?" "Your mother," Maya said. Ethan's face darkened. "What did she say?" "It doesn't matter, but it reminds me why I stayed away." Before Ethan could respond, Leo tugged on Maya's dress. "Mama, I'm tired." Maya looked at the clock on the wall. It was past 9, way past Leo's bedtime. "Come on, baby. Time to go." She led Leo toward the exit. Ethan followed them. Outside, the night air was cool. The valet called them a rideshare. Maya buckled Leo into his car seat while he yawned. Ethan opened her door for her. "Maya," he said quietly. "Tomorrow." 9 a.m., she said. "Aunt Lila's cafe on Maple Street." Ethan nodded. "I'll be there." Maya got in the car. Through the window, she watched Ethan wave goodbye to Leo. Her son waved back sleepily. As they drove away, Maya felt her chest tighten. She'd done it. She'd introduced Leo to his father. Now came the hard part, figuring out if Ethan had really changed, or if he was still the scared boy who'd chosen his image over love. The next morning, Maya woke up early. She'd barely slept. Her mind kept spinning, thinking about the night before, about Ethan's face when he saw Leo, about his promise to change. She made coffee and sat at her kitchen table, watching the sun rise through her window. Her townhouse was small but cozy. She'd worked hard to make it feel like home for her and Leo. "Mama?" Leo's sleepy voice came from the hallway. "In the kitchen, baby." Leo padded in, wearing his dinosaur pajamas. his hair stuck up in all directions. "Can I have pancakes? We're going to see Aunt Lila this morning. She'll make you pancakes. And Daddy?" Maya's heart clenched. "Yes, Daddy will be there too." Leo climbed into her lap. "Is Daddy nice?" Maya smoothed down his messy hair. "I think so. What did you think? He knew magic, and he has nice eyes. Like mine." Maya kissed the top of his head. "Yes, baby, like yours." At 8:30, they walked the 6 blocks to Aunt Lila's cafe. The morning air was crisp. Fall was coming early this year. Lila's cafe sat on the corner of Maple and 3rd. It was painted bright yellow with green shutters. The sign outside advertised fresh pastries made with love. Maya had worked there part-time while she was pregnant, and Aunt Lila had become like a second mother to her. The bell above the door chimed as they entered. The cafe smelled like cinnamon and coffee. Fresh muffins sat behind glass in the display case. "There's my boy," Aunt Lila called from behind the counter. Leo ran to her. Lila swept him up in a hug. She was a short, round woman with kind eyes and graying braids. She'd raised Maya after Maya's parents died in a car accident when Maya was 12. "Morning, baby girl," Lila said to Maya. "Morning, Aunt Lila." Lila studied Maya's face. "You sleep at all?" "Some." "Mm-hmm." Lila didn't look convinced. "Go sit. I'll bring coffee." Maya chose a table by the window where she could see the street. Leo colored at the kids' table in the corner, humming to himself. At exactly 9 o'clock, Ethan appeared outside the cafe. He stood there for a moment, looking nervous. He wore jeans and a simple blue button-down. No fancy suit today. Maya's stomach fluttered. Even in casual clothes, he was handsome. That had never been the problem. The bell chimed as Ethan entered. He went straight to the counter. "Coffee, please," Maya heard him say to Lila. Lila looked him up and down. "You must be the father." "Yes, ma'am." "Hmm." Lila poured his coffee. "That'll be $2.50. Ethan paid and turned around. His eyes found Maya's. She gestured to the empty chair across from her. He sat down carefully, like the chair might break. "Thank you for coming," he said. "I said I would." They sat in silence for a moment. Maya could feel Aunt Lila watching from behind the counter. "Where do we start?" Ethan asked. Maya pulled out a small notebook. She'd written down her thoughts the night before when she couldn't sleep. First, honesty. About everything. No secrets, no hiding. Ethan nodded. "Okay." Second, routine for Leo. Kids need consistency. If you say you'll be somewhere, you show up. "I understand." Third, respect. For me, for Leo, for our boundaries. This isn't about getting back together. This is about you being a father. Something flickered in Ethan's eyes, but he nodded. "Anything else?" Maya looked over at Leo, who was showing his crayon drawing to Aunt Lila. No, confusing him. Kids are smart, but they don't understand adult complications. If you're not sure you can do this long term, walk away now. Ethan followed her gaze to Leo. His face softened. "I'm sure," he said quietly. "I've missed 4 years of his life. I don't want to miss any more." Just then, a loud crash came from the kitchen. Someone had dropped an oven tray. Leo jumped and looked scared. Without thinking, both Maya and Ethan moved toward him. They bumped into each other, then laughed awkwardly. "It's okay, baby," Maya called to Leo. "Just a loud noise." Leo giggled. It was really loud. Aunt Lila appeared in the kitchen doorway, dusting flour off her apron. "Sorry about that. Butterfingers today." The tension in the cafe broke. Maya found herself smiling for the first time all morning. "He's amazing," Ethan said, watching Leo go back to his coloring. "He is," Maya agreed. They talked for another hour. Maya laid out her expectations clearly. Ethan listened without interrupting. He asked good questions about Leo's schedule, his favorite foods, his bedtime routine. At 10:15, Maya closed her notebook. "I think that's enough for today," she said. They stood up. Ethan looked disappointed. "When can I see him again?" Maya thought for a moment. "The playground on Cherry Street. 3 o'clock today." Ethan's face lit up. "Really? Don't be late." "I won't be." Outside the cafe, Maya watched Ethan kneel down to Leo's level again. "Hey, buddy, want to go to the playground later? We can play on the swings." Leo's eyes went wide. "Yes. Mama, can we?" "We can," Maya said. Ethan stood up. For a moment, he looked like he wanted to hug Maya goodbye, but he just smiled instead. "Thank you," he said, "for this chance." Maya nodded. "Don't waste it." As they walked home, Leo chatted about the playground. Maya's mind was already spinning with worry. Was she doing the right thing? Could Ethan really change? What if he hurt Leo the way he'd hurt her? But watching Leo's excitement, she knew she had to try. Every child deserved to know their father, as long as that father was worthy of them. She just hoped Ethan would prove himself worthy of Leo. That afternoon, Maya and Leo walked to Cherry Street Playground. It was a beautiful Saturday. Families filled the park. Kids ran around the jungle gym, while parents pushed strollers and sipped coffee. Maya spotted Ethan immediately. He sat on a bench near the swings, a sporty backpack beside him. When he saw them coming, he stood up and waved. "Daddy!" Leo ran ahead. Maya's heart did a little flip. Leo had never called anyone daddy before. The word sounded so natural coming from him. "Hey there, superhero," Ethan said, catching Leo in a gentle hug. Maya noticed the backpack was packed with kid supplies: wet wipes, snacks, band-aids, a water bottle with cartoon characters on it. "You came prepared," she said. Ethan looked embarrassed. "I Googled what to bring to a playground. Probably went overboard." Despite herself, Maya smiled. "It's sweet." They walked over to the swing set. Leo climbed onto the middle swing. Maya and Ethan each took a side and started pushing. "Higher!" Leo shouted with glee. "Not too high," Maya cautioned. They found a rhythm. Push, release, push, release. Leo's laughter filled the air. Other parents glanced over and smiled. Maya caught a woman giving Ethan an appreciative look. Her stomach twisted unexpectedly. After the swings, Leo wanted to climb the jungle gym. Ethan followed him up, making sure he didn't fall. Maya watched from below, fighting the urge to hover. "I need to use the potty," Leo announced from the top of the slide. "Okay, baby, come down." Ethan helped Leo down, then walked with him toward the restrooms. Maya followed, curious to see how Ethan handled this basic parenting task. At the sink, Ethan helped Leo wash his hands. "Now we sing the hand-washing song," Ethan said. "There's a song?" Leo asked. "Of course. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear clean hands. Happy birthday to you." Leo giggled and sang along. Maya's chest tightened. Ethan was a natural with him. Back at the playground, they sat on a bench and shared the snacks Ethan had brought. Leo munched on goldfish crackers, while Maya and Ethan talked logistics. "He goes to Little Sprouts preschool," Maya said. "Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. What about pickup? Drop-off?" "I handle all of that. I work from home mostly, developing recipes for local restaurants." Ethan nodded. "What time is bedtime?" 7:30 on school nights, 8 on weekends. He needs a bath every night and 2 books before bed." "What kind of books?" Maya pulled out her phone and showed him pictures of Leo's favorites. Ethan studied them seriously, like he was memorizing every detail. "Does he have any allergies? Medical issues?" "No allergies. He's healthy. His pediatrician is Dr. Martinez at Lakeside Family Medicine." They talked for another hour while Leo played. Maya found herself relaxing despite her best efforts. Ethan asked good questions. He paid attention to Leo's moods, stepping in when the little boy got frustrated with a tricky climbing wall. Other parents started to notice them. A few looked curious, like they recognized Ethan. He was pretty well known in town as the heir to the Carr Hotel empire. "There's gonna be talk," Maya said quietly. "I know. Your family won't like it." Ethan's jaw tightened. They'll have to deal with it. At 5:30, Leo started to get cranky. Maya knew the signs. He was tired and hungry and had reached his limit for excitement. "Time to go home, baby," she said. "5 more minutes?" Leo pleaded. "We'll come back another time," Ethan promised. They walked toward the parking area. Ethan had driven his BMW. Maya felt a pang of insecurity. Her beat-up Honda looked shabby next to his fancy car. "Tomorrow?" Ethan asked hopefully. "Maybe pancakes at the cafe again?" Maya hesitated. Part of her wanted to say yes, but she needed to be careful, not just for herself, but for Leo. "Sunday morning, 8:30. I'll be there." Ethan knelt down to hug Leo goodbye. "Thanks for playing with me today, buddy. Thanks for teaching me the hand-washing song." Maya buckled Leo into his car seat. When she looked up, Ethan was standing right beside her. "Maya," he said softly, "I know I have a lot to make up for, but I want you to know, seeing him today, being his father, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me." Maya's throat closed up. She just nodded. As they drove away, Leo chattered about his daddy from the back seat. Maya's mind raced. The afternoon had gone better than she'd expected. Ethan was good with Leo, patient, present, everything she'd wished for years ago. But she couldn't let herself hope too much. Not yet. Hope was dangerous. It made you careless, made you forget to protect your heart. Tomorrow was another test. Then the day after that. She'd take this one day at a time and see if Ethan really had changed. For Leo's sake, she prayed that he had. Sunday morning arrived grey and cloudy. Maya woke up feeling nervous again. Each interaction with Ethan felt like a test. So far, he was passing. But it was still early days. She dressed carefully in jeans and a soft green sweater. Leo wore his favorite Spider-Man shirt. They walked to the cafe hand in hand, Leo skipping beside her. "Is Daddy gonna make pancakes again?" Leo asked. "We'll see, baby." They arrived at 8:25. Through the cafe window, Maya could see Ethan already inside. He was talking to Aunt Leela behind the counter. They both looked serious. The bell chimed as Maya and Leo entered. Aunt Lila's face immediately brightened. "Morning, my loves." "Morning, Aunt Lila," Maya said, kissing her cheek. Ethan turned around. "Morning, Maya." "Hey, superhero." "Daddy, are you gonna flip pancakes?" Ethan grinned. "If your mama says it's okay." Maya nodded. She could deny Leo many things, but watching his father make him breakfast wasn't one of them. They settled at the same table as yesterday. Aunt Lila brought Maya coffee and Leo a small cup of orange juice. "Ethan's been here since 8, Lila said pointedly, nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Maya looked at Ethan. His ears were red. "I didn't want to be late," he said. Something warm unfurled in Maya's chest. He was trying so hard. They moved into the kitchen where Aunt Lila had set up a special low table for Leo to help with cooking. Maya watched Ethan guide Leo's small hands as they mixed pancake batter. "Not too fast or it'll get lumpy," Ethan said gently. "Like this? Perfect." When it came time to flip the pancakes, Ethan let Leo hold the spatula while he guided from behind. The first pancake went flying and landed on the floor. They all burst out laughing. "Oops," Leo giggled. "That's okay," Ethan said. "The first one never works anyway. That's pancake law." They tried again. This time, Leo managed to flip it successfully. His face lit up with pride. "I did it. Mama, did you see?" "I saw, baby. You're getting so big." Maya's phone buzzed with notifications. Text messages from friends. She ignored them, focused on Leo's happiness. But the buzzing continued. Finally, she checked her phone. Her friend Jasmine had sent a link with the message, "Girl, is this you?" Maya clicked the link. Her heart sank. It was a video from last night's hotel party. She could see herself and Leo entering the ballroom. The quality was grainy, but it was clearly them. The caption read, "Mystery woman and child at car hotel event. Heir's secret family." The video already had hundreds of views and dozens of comments. Maya's stomach dropped. This was exactly what she'd been afraid of. Ethan noticed her face. "What's wrong?" Maya showed him the phone. His face went pale. "Owen texted me this morning," he said quietly. "Said there might be some social media chatter. I was going to tell you after breakfast. How many people have seen this? I don't know. But Owen said he'd handle it." Maya's mind raced. This was how it started. The gossip, the speculation, the judgment. Pretty soon, everyone in town would be talking about her and Leo. Her phone rang. Maya didn't recognize the number. "Maya Ellis?" an unfamiliar voice asked when she answered. "Who's asking?" "Janet Kim from the Lakeside Times. I'm calling about your relationship with Ethan Carr. Would you like to comment?" Maya hung up immediately. Her hands shook. "Maya?" Ethan looked worried. "Reporter," she said. Ethan's face darkened. "I'll call Owen. He'll make it stop." "Can he? Really? Or is this just the beginning?" Before Ethan could answer, Leo tugged on Maya's sleeve. "Mama, the pancakes are ready." Maya looked down at her son's excited face. He had no idea his world was about to be turned upside down. "Coming, baby." They ate breakfast, but Maya could barely taste the food. Her mind kept spinning. How long before someone figured out where Leo went to preschool? How long before photographers started following them? Ethan must have sensed her anxiety because he kept the conversation light, focusing on Leo's stories about his favorite cartoons. After breakfast, they said goodbye outside the cafe. Ethan hugged Leo carefully. "See you soon, okay, buddy? Can we go to the fish place tomorrow? With the jellyfish?" Maya's heart clenched. Leo was already planning future outings with his father. "We'll see," she said carefully. Ethan looked at her. The aquarium? Maya nodded reluctantly. He loves it there. Tomorrow after work? I could meet you there at 5. Maya wanted to say no, wanted to take Leo and hide until this all blew over, but Leo's hopeful face stopped her. 5 o'clock, she agreed. As they walked home, Maya's phone kept buzzing with notifications. More friends sending the video, more comments appearing. Most were harmless curiosity, but a few made her stomach turn. Gold digger much? Bet she trapped him with that baby. Mixed kids are so confused. Maya turned off her phone. She wouldn't subject herself to that poison. That evening, after Leo was in bed, Maya sat on her couch with a cup of tea. Her phone was still off. She needed to think. Was she making a mistake? Should she protect Leo from this circus? Maybe it would be better to raise him alone, away from the spotlight that came with being a car. But then she remembered Leo's face at the playground, the pure joy when Ethan taught him the hand-washing song. Every child deserved to know their father. She turned her phone back on. There was a text from Ethan. I know this is scary, but I won't let them hurt you or Leo. Tomorrow at the aquarium, we'll talk. I promise I'll fix this. Maya stared at the message for a long time before responding. One step at a time. See you tomorrow. She turned off the phone again and went to bed. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But for tonight, she was grateful that Leo was safe in his bed, dreaming happy dreams about his daddy and jellyfish. Whatever came next, she'd face it. For Leo's sake, the question was, would Ethan stand with them when things got really hard, or would he run like he had before? Only time would tell. Monday morning came too fast. Maya woke up tired. She'd spent half the night checking her phone, watching the video views climb higher. By midnight, it had over 2,000 views. She made Leo breakfast and tried to act normal, but her stomach was in knots. Mama, you look sad, Leo said, eating his cereal. Just tired, baby. Are we still going to see the fish today? Maya's heart squeezed. Yes. We're meeting Daddy at 5. Leo's face lit up. Can we see the sharks? We'll see everything. At noon, Maya's phone buzzed with a text from Ethan. Staff meeting in 5 minutes. Sending a note to everyone about Leo. Thought you should know. Maya stared at the message. He was really doing it. Going public at work. Her phone rang 20 minutes later. It's done, Ethan said when she answered. I sent a note to all hotel staff. Simple and direct. What did it say? That I'm Leo's father. That I'm grateful to know him. That he and his mother deserve respect. Maya sat down heavily. How did people react? Mostly positive. A few surprised looks. Owen said it was the right thing to do. And your mother? Silence. Then, she's processing. Maya almost smiled. That was one way to put it. I'll see you at 5, she said. Maya, thank you for giving me this chance. After hanging up, Maya felt something shift inside her chest. Ethan was keeping his promises, one by one. The aquarium was busy for a Tuesday evening. Families with kids moved through the exhibits, pointing at colorful fish and reading signs out loud. Maya spotted Ethan in the lobby right at 5. He was talking to a woman at the information desk, probably buying tickets. When he saw them, his face broke into a smile. There's my buddy, he called to Leo. Leo ran over and hugged Ethan's legs. Maya's heart did that little flip again. Ready to see some fish? Ethan asked. Yes, Mama said there are sharks. The biggest sharks you've ever seen. They started in the tropical fish section. Bright yellow tangs and orange clownfish swam in tanks that reached from floor to ceiling. Leo pressed his nose against the glass, his breath making little fog circles. Look, Daddy, that one has stripes. That's an angelfish, Ethan said, reading the sign. They can live for 15 years. That's older than me. Maya watched them together, her chest tight with emotion. This was what she'd dreamed of when she was pregnant. Ethan being present, being a real father. They moved through the exhibit slowly. Leo asked a million questions. Ethan answered every one patiently, even when he had to read the signs to find answers. In the jellyfish room, they stood in dim blue light watching moon jellies float like ghosts. Leo was mesmerized. They look like dancing clouds, he whispered. They do, Ethan agreed. He lifted Leo onto his shoulders so the little boy could see better. Maya pulled out her phone and took a picture, the two of them silhouetted against the glowing tank. She'd never thought she'd have photos like this. After an hour, they sat on a bench by the gift shop. Leo was getting tired, leaning against Maya's side. There's something I want to show you, Ethan said quietly to Maya. He pulled an envelope from his jacket pocket. I wrote this 5 years ago. After you left. I never sent it. Maya's heart started beating fast. Ethan, please, let me read it to you. You don't have to say anything, but I need you to hear it. Maya looked around. A few families sat nearby, but no one was paying attention to them. She nodded. Ethan opened the envelope with shaking hands. The letter was handwritten on hotel letterhead. Dear Maya, he began, his voice soft. I know I have no right to write to you after what I did, no right to ask for your forgiveness, but I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't think about anything except how badly I messed up. Leo stirred against Maya's side but didn't wake up. I was scared, Ethan continued reading. Scared of my family's reaction, scared of what people would say, scared that I wasn't good enough for you, but mostly, I was scared of how much I loved you. Maya's eyes filled with tears. She blinked them back. I know that sounds like an excuse, and it is. There's no excuse for how I treated you, for hiding our relationship like I was ashamed of it. Of you. I was never ashamed of you, Maya. I was ashamed of myself, of my weakness, of my cowardice. A tear escaped and rolled down Maya's cheek. She wiped it away quickly. If you're reading this, then I finally found the courage to send it. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but if you ever find it in your heart to forgive me, I promise I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I love you. I never stopped loving you. Ethan. Ethan folded the letter carefully. His hands were shaking. I wrote that 6 months after you left, he said. I carried it around for weeks, but I knew I didn't deserve to send it. I knew I'd hurt you too much. Maya stared at him. The letter changed nothing about the past, but it changed something about now, about whether his regret was real. Thank you, she said quietly, for letting me hear it. They sat in silence for a moment. Around them, families laughed and talked, the normal sounds of a Tuesday evening. We should get going, Maya said. It's almost bedtime. They walked to the parking lot together. Leo held both their hands, swinging between them. This was the best day ever, Leo announced. Maya and Ethan looked at each other over his head. Something passed between them, a moment of shared joy in their son's happiness. At Maya's car, Ethan helped buckle Leo into his car seat. Daddy, will you read me a story tomorrow? Ethan looked at Maya. She hesitated, then nodded. If it's okay with Mama, I'd love to. Wednesday evening, Maya said. 7 o'clock, before bedtime. I'll be there. As Maya drove away, she caught Ethan's eyes in her rearview mirror. He stood in the parking lot watching them go, his hands in his pockets. In the dim light, he looked lonely. For the first time in 5 years, Maya felt something other than anger when she looked at him. She felt hope. Wednesday came and went peacefully. Ethan arrived at 7 sharp with a bag of children's books from the local bookstore. He read Leo 3 stories in different voices, making their son giggle with delight. Thursday, they met at the playground after work. Ethan pushed Leo on the swings while Maya sat on a bench, answering emails on her phone. Other parents were starting to recognize them. She caught a few curious looks, but no one bothered them. Friday evening, Ethan took them to dinner at a family restaurant downtown. Nothing fancy, just burgers and fries and ice cream for dessert. Leo chatted about preschool while they ate. Ethan listened to every word like it was the most important story he'd ever heard. Maya found herself relaxing. This felt natural, easy, like they were a real family. After dinner, they walked to the park across the street. Leo ran ahead to the playground while Maya and Ethan followed slowly. This has been a good week, Maya said. The best week of my life, Ethan replied. They sat on a bench watching Leo climb the jungle gym. The sun was setting, painting the sky pink and orange. Maya, Ethan said quietly, can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think, someday, we could try again? Not just as Leo's parents, but as... He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Maya's heart raced. She'd been wondering the same thing all week, watching Ethan with Leo, seeing how hard he was trying, remembering how good they used to be together. I don't know, she said honestly. This is still new. We're still figuring things out. I know. I want you to know that I haven't given up hope, that if you're ever ready to try again, I'll be here. Before Maya could respond, Leo came running over. Mama, Daddy, watch me do a flip. They turned their attention to their son, but Maya felt Ethan's words settle in her chest like a warm weight. Later that night, after Ethan had gone home and Leo was asleep, Maya sat on her couch thinking. The week had been almost perfect. Ethan was keeping every promise he'd made. He showed up when he said he would. He was patient with Leo. He respected her boundaries. But was she ready to open her heart again? To risk getting hurt like she had before? Her phone buzzed with a text from Ethan. "Thank you for this week. For letting me be Leo's father. Sleep well." Maya stared at the message for a long time before responding. "Thank you for showing up. Good night." As she got ready for bed, Maya caught herself humming. She couldn't remember the last time she'd felt this light, this hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, people really could change. Maybe second chances were possible. Maybe love was worth the risk after all. Saturday morning brought storm clouds and the sound of rain against Maya's windows. She made coffee and checked the weather app. Thunderstorms all day. She was considering cancelling their planned farmers market trip when her phone rang. "Good morning." Ethan's voice was warm. "Looks like our outdoor plans are shot. I was just thinking the same thing. I have an idea, if you're interested. There's a children's museum about 20 minutes away. Indoor exhibits, hands-on stuff. Leo might like it." Maya looked outside at the grey sky. "That sounds perfect. I can pick you up in an hour?" Maya hesitated. They hadn't ridden in a car together yet. It felt like a big step. "Okay," she said finally. Ethan arrived exactly on time. Maya watched from her window as he got out of his BMW and ran through the rain to her front door. He was getting soaked, but he was smiling. "Ready for an adventure?" he asked when she opened the door. Leo bounced excitedly behind her. "Are we going in Daddy's car?" "We are," Maya said, grabbing their jackets. Ethan had installed a car seat in the back of his BMW. A good one, Maya noticed. Not some cheap thing from a discount store. He'd done his research. "Safety first," Ethan said, helping Leo buckle in. The drive to the museum was easy. Leo chattered from the back seat while soft music played on the radio. Maya found herself stealing glances at Ethan as he drove. His hands were steady on the wheel. He checked the mirrors frequently, drove the speed limit exactly. The Children's Museum was perfect for a rainy day. Interactive exhibits filled 3 floors. Leo's eyes went wide as they entered the main hall. "Where do we start?" he asked. "Wherever you want, buddy," Ethan said. They spent the morning moving through exhibits. A mock grocery store where Leo shopped and rang up prices. A fire station where he got to slide down a pole and wear a real fireman's helmet. A construction zone with child-sized hard hats and toy bulldozers. Maya watched Ethan get down on Leo's level at every station. He asked questions that made Leo think. He praised every small accomplishment. "You're really good at this," Maya said as they watched Leo build with oversized Legos. "At what?" "Being a dad." Ethan's face went soft. "I've had good teachers. You raised an amazing kid. We did that together, even if you didn't know it." Ethan looked at her with such gratitude that Maya had to look away. They ate lunch in the museum cafe, grilled cheese and tomato soup, while rain drummed on the windows. Leo was tired from all the excitement, leaning against Maya's side as he ate. "Can we come back?" he asked sleepily. "Any time you want," Ethan promised. As they drove home, Leo fell asleep in his car seat. The rain had slowed to a gentle drizzle. Maya found herself relaxing into the comfortable silence. "This feels nice," she said quietly. "Yeah, it does." When they reached Maya's house, Ethan carried the sleeping Leo inside and laid him gently on the couch. Leo stirred but didn't wake. "He's exhausted," Maya whispered. "Happy, exhausted." They stood in Maya's living room, suddenly alone together for the first time all day. The house was quiet except for Leo's soft breathing and the rain outside. "Maya," Ethan said softly. She looked up at him. His eyes were dark and serious. "I know I said I'd give you time, but I have to tell you, being with you and Leo today, it felt like coming home." Maya's heart started beating fast. "Ethan, I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know." They were standing close now, close enough that Maya could smell his cologne, close enough to see the flecks of gold in his brown eyes. "I felt it too," she whispered. Ethan's eyes went wide. "Really?" Maya nodded. Her mouth was dry. Slowly, carefully, Ethan reached up and touched her cheek. Maya's eyes fluttered closed. "Is this okay?" he whispered. Instead of answering with words, Maya rose up on her tiptoes and kissed him. It was soft and sweet and careful, nothing like their desperate kisses from 5 years ago. This was different, older, wiser, full of hope instead of just passion. When they broke apart, Maya's cheeks were flushed. "That was," she started. "Amazing." Ethan finished. They stood there grinning at each other like teenagers. I should go, Ethan said reluctantly. Let Leo sleep. Maya nodded, though she didn't want him to leave. At the door, Ethan kissed her forehead gently. Tomorrow? He asked. Tomorrow. After he left, Maya sat beside sleeping Leo and touched her lips. They still tingled from Ethan's kiss. For the first time in 5 years, she let herself imagine a future with him, not just as co-parents, but as a family, a real family. The thought scared and thrilled her in equal measure, but as she watched Leo sleep peacefully, she knew it was worth the risk. They were worth the risk. Love, real love, was always worth the risk. Sunday morning brought sunshine and clear skies. Maya woke up with butterflies in her stomach. Today felt different somehow, like everything was about to change. She was making breakfast when her phone buzzed with a text from Ethan. Good morning, beautiful. Coffee at the cafe before brunch? Maya's heart fluttered at the word, beautiful. She texted back, see you at 9. At the cafe, Aunt Lila took one look at Maya's glowing face and raised an eyebrow. Someone looks happy this morning. It's a beautiful day, Maya said innocently. Lila wasn't buying it. Ethan arrived a few minutes later with Leo's favorite muffin, blueberry with extra blueberries on top. Leo hugged him tight. Daddy, did you bring the magic cards? Always, Ethan said, pulling a deck from his pocket. But first, coffee for the grown-ups. They settled at their usual table. Maya noticed how natural this felt now, how right, like they'd been doing Sunday morning coffee for years instead of just over a week. So, Ethan said, stirring cream into his coffee, I got a call this morning. Maya's stomach dropped. Work? My mother. She wants to have dinner. Tonight. All of us. Oh. Maya set down her mug carefully. That's sudden. She's trying, I think. In her way. Maya looked over at Leo, who was happily coloring at the kids' table. Is he invited? Of course. That's the point. Maya felt a familiar anxiety creeping in. Meeting the family. Being judged. Having to prove herself worthy of their son. Maya, Ethan said gently, you don't have to say yes, but I'd really like you to consider it. I want my mother to see what I see. How amazing you are. How wonderful Leo is. What if she doesn't like us? Then that's her loss. Maya studied his face. He meant it. That was new too. 5 years ago, he would have been more worried about his mother's opinion than hers. Okay, she said finally, but somewhere neutral. Not her house. The hotel restaurant? It's public but private. We can leave if things get uncomfortable. Maya nodded. What time? 6:30. Early enough for Leo's bedtime. Daddy, are we having another adventure today? Leo appeared beside their table, crayon in hand. We're going to have dinner with Grandma Vivian, Ethan said carefully. Leo's eyes went wide. I have a grandma? Maya's heart clenched. Of course he'd be excited. Every kid wanted grandparents. Yes, you do. She's Daddy's mother. Will she like me? She'll love you, Ethan said firmly. Maya hoped he was right. But knowing Vivian Carr, she wasn't so sure. That evening, Maya dressed carefully in a navy blue dress that was conservative but flattering. She braided her hair neatly and kept her makeup simple. Leo wore khakis and a button-down shirt. You look handsome, baby, she told him. You look pretty, Mama. Ethan met them in the hotel lobby. He wore a grey suit and looked nervous. When he saw them, his face relaxed into a smile. You both look beautiful. The hotel restaurant was elegant but family-friendly. White tablecloths and soft lighting, but high chairs available for small children. Vivian Carr was already seated at a corner table when they arrived. She looked exactly as Maya remembered, tall, elegant, with perfect posture and silver hair styled in a chignon. She wore a cream-colored suit and pearl earrings. Mother, Ethan said, kissing her cheek. You remember Maya? Of course. Maya, dear, you look lovely. Thank you, Mrs. Carr. Vivian's eyes dropped to Leo, who was holding Maya's hand and peeking out shyly from behind her legs. And this must be Leo. Leo looked up at his grandmother with wide eyes. Are you really my grandma? Something soft flickered across Vivian's face. I am indeed. I drew you a picture, Leo announced, pulling a folded paper from his pocket. Maya's heart stopped. When had he done that? Leo unfolded the paper to reveal a crayon drawing of a tall woman with yellow hair, the closest he could get to silver, wearing a fancy dress. Across the bottom, he'd written Nana in wobbly letters. Vivian stared at the picture for a long moment, Her eyes grew suspiciously bright. "It's beautiful," she said softly. "Thank you, Leo. May I keep it?" Leo nodded eagerly. "I can make you more. I would like that very much." Maya felt some of the tension leave her shoulders. Maybe this would be okay after all. They ordered dinner and made polite conversation. Vivian asked Leo about preschool, his favorite foods, his toys. She listened to his answers with genuine interest, but Maya could feel the undercurrent of tension. The real conversation would come when Leo wasn't listening. After Leo finished his chicken nuggets, he started to get restless. Maya pulled out a coloring book to keep him occupied. "Maya," Vivian said carefully, "I owe you an apology for what I said at the party last week. That was inappropriate." Maya looked up, surprised. "Thank you. I was concerned about timing, about how things might look. But Leo is my grandson, and you're his mother. That's what matters." "I appreciate that, Mrs. Carr." "Please, call me Vivian." Maya nodded. It felt like a small victory. "However," Vivian continued, and Maya tensed again, "I do hope you'll consider keeping things quiet until after the new hotel opening. Just for a few more weeks. The media attention has been intense." Maya's spine stiffened. Here it was. The request to hide again. "Mother," Ethan's voice was warning, "I'm not asking you to deny anything," Vivian said quickly. "Just to perhaps avoid any public events or media opportunities until things calm down." "We don't do media opportunities," Maya said coolly. "We're just trying to live our lives." "Of course. I simply meant, you meant that having a black daughter-in-law and mixed-race grandson might hurt business," Maya said quietly. Vivian's face went white. "That's not what Isn't it?" Leo looked up from his coloring. "Mama? Why does your voice sound mad?" Maya forced a smile. "Just talking, baby. Keep coloring." The table fell silent. Maya could feel Ethan's tension radiating beside her. "I think," Ethan said carefully, "what's best for our family is living honestly. No hiding, no shame. If people have a problem with that, it says more about them than about us." Vivian's lips pressed into a thin line. "Of course, you're right. I'm simply concerned about..." "About what?" Ethan asked. Vivian looked at Leo, then back at Ethan. "About all of you. This kind of attention isn't always kind." Maya felt her anger fade slightly. Maybe Vivian wasn't just worried about the business. Maybe she was worried about them getting hurt. "We'll deal with whatever comes," Maya said. "Together." Vivian nodded slowly. "Yes, I suppose you will." The rest of dinner passed more comfortably. Vivian told Leo stories about when Ethan was little. Leo giggled at the tale of 5-year-old Ethan trying to cook pancakes and setting off the smoke alarm. When they were leaving, Vivian hugged Leo carefully. "Thank you for the picture," she said. "I'm going to frame it for my office." "Really?" "Really." Outside the restaurant, Ethan walked them to Maya's car. "That went better than I expected," he said. "The bar was pretty low," Maya replied, but she was smiling. "She's trying, in her way." "I know, and I'm glad Leo has a grandmother who wants to know him." Ethan helped buckle Leo into his car seat. Their son was getting sleepy, his head drooping against the side of the seat. "Tomorrow?" Ethan asked Maya. "Tomorrow." He kissed her goodnight, soft and sweet. Maya drove home feeling cautiously optimistic. Maybe they really could make this work. All of them. Together. Maybe love really was stronger than fear after all. Monday morning brought a rude awakening. Maya woke up to her phone buzzing incessantly with notifications. Social media alerts, text messages, missed calls from unknown numbers. Her heart sank as she opened the first text. It was from her friend Jasmine again. "Girl, you need to see this. Now." The attached link led to a gossip blog called Lakeside Whispers. The headline made Maya's stomach drop. "Carr Hotel Heir's secret baby mama. The whole story." Below was a grainy photo of Maya, Ethan, and Leo leaving the hotel restaurant the night before. Someone had been watching them, photographing them. Maya's hands shook as she scrolled through the article. It was full of speculation and half-truths. They'd somehow found out about her and Ethan's relationship 5 years ago, about her pregnancy, about Ethan's absence from Leo's life. The comments section was brutal. "Always after the money. Poor kid. Growing up mixed and confused. She baby-trapped him. Guaranteed. What was he thinking?" Maya felt sick. She ran to the bathroom and threw up. This was her worst nightmare. Her private life splashed across the internet for everyone to judge. Leo's existence treated like gossip. his mixed heritage discussed like it was a problem to be solved. Her phone rang. Ethan. Maya. I just saw it. Are you okay? No, she whispered. I'm not okay. I'm coming over. Don't. There might be photographers. I don't care about photographers. I care about you and Leo. Maya looked out her front window. The street looked normal, but that didn't mean anything. Give me an hour, she said. Let me think. After hanging up, Maya sat on her couch and cried. She'd known this would happen eventually, but seeing it in black and white, reading those awful comments about her son, it was worse than she'd imagined. Leo wandered out of his bedroom, rubbing his eyes. Mama? Why are you sad? Maya quickly wiped her face. Just tired, baby. Are we seeing Daddy today? Maya's heart broke. How could she explain to a 4-year-old that mean people on the internet were saying terrible things about their family? I don't know yet, she said honestly. Her phone buzzed with another text. This one from Aunt Lila. Saw the nonsense online. Cafe is always safe. Come for lunch. Bring Leo. Maya felt a rush of gratitude. Aunt Lila's cafe had always been her sanctuary. She dressed Leo quickly and drove to the cafe, checking her mirrors for anyone following. The street looked normal, but she parked in the alley behind the building, just in case. Aunt Lila took one look at Maya's face and wrapped her in a hug. Bunch of ignorant fools with nothing better to do, she said fiercely. They're talking about Leo, Maya whispered. Let them talk. Anyone who knows that boy knows he's special. Maya felt some of the panic ease. Aunt Lila was right. The people who mattered knew the truth. They spent the morning in the cafe kitchen. Maya helped with the lunch prep, while Leo colored at a corner table. The familiar routine of baking and cooking soothed her nerves. At noon, Ethan appeared at the back door. Maya let him in, grateful they could avoid the front entrance. How are you holding up? He asked. I've been better. Ethan looked exhausted. Owen's handling it from our end, getting the blog post taken down, threatening legal action for the photos. But Maya, I'm so sorry. This is exactly what I was afraid of 5 years ago. Maya stared at him. What do you mean? The scrutiny, the judgment. I knew dating me would put you in the spotlight, and I was too selfish to protect you from it. And now? Now I realized that hiding was worse than facing it together. Maya felt something shift inside her. 5 years ago, Ethan had been afraid of the world judging them. Now he was angry on their behalf. What happens next? She asked. We keep living our lives. We ignore the noise. We show Leo that love is stronger than hate. And if it gets worse? Ethan took her hands. Then we face it together. All 3 of us. Maya looked over at Leo, who was showing his latest drawing to Aunt Lila. He was oblivious to the storm swirling around him, happy and safe in his little world. I won't let them hurt him, she said fiercely. Neither will I. That afternoon, they stayed in the cafe. Owen stopped by to update them on his progress getting the blog post removed. A few regular customers came and went, greeting Maya and Leo with warm smiles. No one mentioned the article. Around 3 o'clock, Maya's phone rang. Unknown number. Don't answer it, Ethan said. What if it's preschool? Maya answered cautiously. Hello, Maya Ellis. This is Channel 8 News. We'd like to interview you about your relationship with Ethan Carr. Maya hung up immediately. Reporter, she told Ethan. His face darkened. This is insane. Daddy, can we go to the playground? Leo asked, tugging on Ethan's sleeve. Maya and Ethan looked at each other. Normal activities felt impossible now. How about we build a fort here instead? Aunt Lila suggested. I've got some big boxes in the storage room. Leo's eyes lit up. For the next hour, they built an elaborate cardboard castle in the cafe's back room. Leo was the king, and they were his loyal subjects. For a little while, Maya forgot about the blog post and the reporters and the mean comments. This was what mattered. Her family, her son's laughter, the love they were building together. At 5 o'clock, Ethan reluctantly said goodbye. He had a work obligation he couldn't miss. Tomorrow, he promised, we'll figure this out. That evening, Maya put Leo to bed and tried not to check her phone. But curiosity got the better of her. She scrolled through her social media notifications, her heart sinking with each cruel comment. Then she found something that made her stop. A comment from someone called Lakeside Mom 23. I see this family at our local cafe all the time. That little boy is the sweetest kid you could meet, and his parents clearly adore him. These gossip sites need to leave them alone and let them live their lives. Some of us think love is beautiful, no matter what it looks like. Below it, Dozens of replies agreeing, defending Maya and Leo, calling out the racism in the original comments. Maya felt tears prick her eyes. For every cruel comment, there seemed to be two, defending them, people she'd never met, standing up for her family. She turned off her phone and went to bed feeling slightly better. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but tonight she was grateful for the kindness of strangers and the love of the people who mattered. Her family was worth fighting for, all of them. Tuesday morning started with an unexpected phone call. Maya was making Leo's breakfast when her phone rang. The caller ID showed the number for Leo's preschool. "Miss Ellis, this is Janet from Little Sprouts. I'm calling to let you know we've had some reporters asking questions about Leo this morning." Maya's stomach dropped. "What kind of questions?" "Nothing inappropriate. Just asking if he attends here, what he's like as a student. We told them we don't discuss our families with the media." "Of course. Thank you. We wanted you to know so you could decide how to handle drop-off today. We can bring Leo in through the back entrance if you'd prefer." Maya felt tears of gratitude prick her eyes. "That would be wonderful. Thank you so much." After hanging up, Maya sat heavily at her kitchen table. The gossip blog had been taken down, but the damage was done. Now, reporters were bothering Leo's school. She texted Ethan, "Reporters at preschool. This is getting worse." His response came back immediately. "On my way. Don't leave the house alone." 20 minutes later, Ethan knocked on her back door. He looked tired and stressed, his usually perfect hair disheveled. "I'm driving you both to school," he said without preamble. "My car has tinted windows." Maya wanted to argue, but she was scared. What if reporters tried to talk to Leo? What if they took pictures of him without permission? "Okay," she said quietly. They drove to Little Sprouts in tense silence. Leo chattered from his car seat, oblivious to the tension. When they reached the preschool, Maya saw two people with cameras standing by the main entrance. "Back entrance," Ethan said grimly. Janet met them at the rear door with a warm smile for Leo. "Ready for art class today, sweetie?" "Yes, we're making handprint turkeys." "That sounds wonderful. Miss Ellis, Mr. Carr. Leo will be safe here. We have security protocols for situations like this." Maya hugged Leo extra tight before letting him go. "I love you, baby." "Love you too, Mama. Bye, Daddy." Ethan's face softened. "Have a great day, buddy." In the car afterward, they sat in heavy silence. "I talked to Owen this morning," Ethan said finally. "He thinks we should make a statement, something official. Get ahead of this, before it gets worse." "What kind of statement?" "The truth. That we have a son together, that we're working things out, that we want privacy for our family." Maya stared out the window. "Will that make it better or worse? I don't know. But right now we're letting other people tell our story. Maybe it's time we told it ourselves." Maya's phone buzzed. Another unknown number. She let it go to voicemail. "How many calls have you gotten?" Ethan asked. 12 since yesterday." "You?" "More." They drove back to Maya's house in silence. The stress was taking a toll on both of them. Inside, Maya made coffee with shaking hands. This wasn't how she'd imagined their second chance would go. She'd thought the hardest part would be learning to trust again. She hadn't prepared for this circus. "Maya," Ethan said softly, "talk to me. What are you thinking?" She set down her coffee mug harder than necessary. "I'm thinking maybe your mother was right. Maybe we should have waited. Kept things quiet. Until." "Until when?" Ethan's voice was sharp. "Until never? Until Leo graduates high school? Until we're all dead? Don't be dramatic." "I'm not being dramatic. I'm being realistic. There will always be an excuse to hide. Always a reason to wait. I did that for 5 years, and I lost everything that mattered." Maya felt tears building behind her eyes. "This is exactly what I was afraid of. The attention, the judgment, people talking about Leo like he's a news story instead of a little boy." Ethan crossed the room and took her hands. "I know. I hate it too. But running away didn't work before. It won't work now. What if I can't handle it? What if I'm not strong enough? You're the strongest person I know. You raised an incredible son by yourself. You built a career from nothing. You're handling this better than I am." Maya looked into his eyes. She saw her own fear reflected there, but also determination. Love, the kind of steadfast devotion she'd always dreamed of. "Okay," she said finally. "We make a statement, but we do it together." Together. They spent the morning working on a simple press release with Owen's help. Nothing dramatic, just the basic facts and a request for privacy. Owen would send it to the local papers and news stations. At noon, they went to pick up Leo from preschool. The reporters were gone, scared off by the school's threat to call police for trespassing. Leo bounded out with his turkey handprint artwork, chattering excitedly about his day. His innocent joy was like sunshine cutting through their storm clouds. "Look, Daddy, it's a turkey. It's the most beautiful turkey I've ever seen," Ethan said, seriously. That afternoon, they took Leo to the library for story time. Maya felt self-conscious at first, wondering if people were staring, but the librarian welcomed them warmly, and the other parents smiled at Leo's enthusiasm. Maybe the world wasn't as cruel as the internet made it seem. That evening, after putting Leo to bed, Maya and Ethan sat on her couch watching the local news. Their statement had made the 6 o'clock broadcast. Local hotel executive Ethan Carr confirmed today that he has a 4-year-old son with pastry chef Maya Ellis, the anchor read. In a joint statement, the couple asked for privacy as they focus on their family. They declined to give interviews at this time. It was brief and factual. No sensationalism. Maya felt some of the tension leave her shoulders. "That wasn't so bad," she said. "No, it wasn't." Ethan's phone buzzed with a text. He glanced at it and frowned. "What?" Maya asked. "My mother. She wants to see us tomorrow. Says it's important." Maya's stomach tightened. "All of us?" "Just you and me. She says she has something to tell us." Wednesday evening arrived grey and cold. Maya had been nervous all day about meeting Vivian. The woman's tone in her text had been ominous. They met at a quiet coffee shop downtown. Vivian was already seated in a corner booth when they arrived, looking elegant as always but tense around the eyes. "Thank you for coming," she said as they sat down. "What did you want to tell us?" Ethan asked without preamble. Vivian folded her hands on the table. "I had lunch with Patricia Whitman today. You remember Patricia? She runs the tourism board." Maya didn't know who Patricia Whitman was, but Ethan's face darkened. "Mother, if this is about business, please let me finish." Vivian's voice was strained. "Patricia told me something I think you need to know. About the blog post." Maya's blood chilled. "What about it?" "It wasn't random gossip. Someone paid that blogger, gave them information, photos." Ethan went very still. "Who?" Patricia wouldn't say, but she hinted that it was someone with business interests that might conflict with ours. Someone who might benefit from negative publicity around the hotel opening. Maya felt sick. "You mean someone deliberately tried to hurt our family for money?" "It appears so." Ethan's hands clenched into fists on the table. "Do you have proof?" "Nothing concrete. But Patricia said the blogger was bragging about getting paid for the story. Said it was their biggest payday ever." Maya stared at Vivian. "Why are you telling us this?" Vivian's perfectly composed mask slipped slightly. "Because I was wrong. About asking you to hide. About worrying what people would think. When I realized someone was deliberately trying to hurt my family, my grandson, for profit." She paused, collecting herself. "It clarified my priorities." "What are you saying?" Ethan asked. "I'm saying I'm sorry, to both of you, and I'm saying that anyone who tries to hurt Leo will have to go through me first." Maya felt tears prick her eyes. This proud woman was apologizing. More than that, she was claiming Leo as family. "Thank you," Maya said softly. "Don't thank me yet," Vivian said grimly. "I think this is just the beginning. Someone wants to damage the Carr family reputation, and they're using you to do it. We need to be prepared." "Prepared for what?" "More stories, more rumors. They'll keep digging until they find something that sticks, or until they create something out of nothing." Ethan reached over and took Maya's hand. "Then we face it together, all of us." Vivian nodded approvingly. "Exactly. As a family." The word family hung in the air. Maya realized that for the first time since this whole ordeal began, she felt like they had allies, people who would stand with them. "There's something else," Vivian said. "I've hired a private investigator to find out who's behind this. If someone wants to play dirty, they picked the wrong family." Maya looked at this elegant woman with new respect. Underneath the polished exterior was steel. "In the meantime," Vivian continued, "I suggest you maintain normal routines as much as possible. Don't let them drive you into hiding. That's what they want." "Normal routines," Maya repeated. "Right. As if anything about this was normal." But when they got back to Maya's house and Leo ran to hug them, chattering about his day at preschool, Maya realized normal wasn't about the circumstances. It was about the love, the family they were building, the commitment to each other. That night, after Ethan went home, Maya tucked Leo into bed and read him 2 stories. When she kissed him goodnight, he looked up at her with serious eyes. "Mama, are people being mean about me?" Maya's heart stopped. "Why do you ask, baby? Mrs. Johnson at school said some people might be asking questions about me, that I should come find her if anyone I don't know tries to talk to me." Maya chose her words carefully. Sometimes when people don't know the whole story about something, they might say things that aren't true, but you don't need to worry about that. The grown-ups who love you are taking care of it, like you and Daddy and Grandma Vivian. Exactly like that. Leo nodded solemnly. "Okay, I love you, Mama. I love you too, baby, so much." After Leo fell asleep, Maya sat in her living room and cried. Not from sadness, but from overwhelming gratitude. Despite everything, the gossip, the reporters, the anonymous enemies, they were still here, still fighting for each other. Leo was safe and loved. Ethan was proving himself every day. Even Vivian had chosen family over reputation. Whatever came next, they would face it together. As a family, Thursday morning brought more reporters. Maya peeked out her front window and counted 3 people with cameras standing across the street. Her phone had been ringing non-stop since 6 a.m. She texted Ethan, "They're back. More of them. Stay inside. I'm coming over." 20 minutes later, Ethan appeared at her back door again, this time carrying coffee and pastries from Aunt Lila's cafe. "From Lila," he said, handing her the bag. "She says to tell you that love always wins in the end." Maya smiled, despite her stress. "She's an optimist. Maybe that's what we need right now." They ate breakfast while Leo got ready for school. Maya had called ahead, and the preschool was prepared to use the back entrance again. But when they drove around to the rear of the building, they found 2 reporters waiting there too. "They're learning," Ethan said grimly. Janet met them at the door with an apologetic look. "I'm so sorry. They must have figured out our routine." "It's not your fault," Maya said. One of the reporters, a young woman with a bright smile and aggressive manner, approached them. "Mr. Carr, Maya, just a few questions about your relationship." "No comment," Ethan said firmly, shielding Leo with his body. "What about you, Maya? How long have you been dating Ethan Carr?" Maya kept walking, her hands shaking. "Is it true you hid his son from him for years?" the reporter called out. Maya stopped dead. That question felt like a slap. Ethan turned around, his face dark with anger. "We're not answering questions. Please respect our privacy. The public has a right to know. The public has a right to mind their own business," Ethan snapped. Inside the preschool, Maya sat down heavily in the lobby. Her legs were shaking. "Mama?" Leo looked worried. "Why were those people yelling?" "They weren't yelling, baby. Just talking loudly. Go with Mrs. Johnson now, okay?" After Leo disappeared into his classroom, Maya put her head in her hands. "I can't do this," she whispered. "I can't have him growing up like this, with people chasing us, asking horrible questions." Ethan sat beside her and pulled her into his arms. "It won't always be like this, won't it? You're a Carr. There will always be interest, always be gossip. Then we'll learn to handle it. Together." Maya wanted to believe him, but the reporter's question echoed in her head. "Is it true you hid his son from him for years?" That's how the story would be told, that she was the villain who kept a father from his child. Never mind that Ethan had walked away. Never mind that he'd never tried to contact her after she left. The truth was complicated. But gossip preferred simple stories with clear villains. That evening, after another tense day of avoiding reporters and fielding phone calls, Maya and Ethan sat on her couch after putting Leo to bed. "Owen called," Ethan said. "The investigation is turning up some interesting things." "What kind of things?" "The payment to the blogger came from a shell company, but they traced it back to someone we know." Maya's heart rate spiked. "Who?" "Richard Morrison." Maya frowned. "I don't know that name. He's a real estate developer. He's been trying to buy the waterfront property next to our new hotel. We've been blocking the sale because his plans would hurt the environmental impact of the area. So he's trying to hurt you personally to get what he wants?" "Looks like it. He probably figured if he could damage my reputation, create enough scandal, the board might pressure me to step back from the project." Maya felt a surge of rage. "He's using our family as ammunition in a business dispute?" "Appears so." Maya stood up and paced across the room. "This is insane. We're talking about Leo, about our relationship, about things that matter. And it's all just strategy to him." "I'm sorry, Maya. I never wanted our life to become a business battleground." Maya stopped pacing and looked at him. He looked exhausted, defeated. "This isn't your fault," she said softly. "Isn't it? If you weren't with me, none of this would be happening. If I weren't with you, Leo wouldn't have his father, and despite everything, he deserves that." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "I love you both so much. I just want to protect you." Maya sat back down beside him. "Then we protect each other. How? I don't know yet, but we figure it out together." They held each other on the couch as the sun set outside. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, more reporters, more gossip, more attempts to tear them apart. But tonight, they had each other, and their sleeping son down the hall. For now, that was enough. Friday morning brought the worst news yet. Maya woke up to find a new article trending on social media. Not just a local gossip blog this time, but a real news website with thousands of readers. The headline made her blood run cold. Hotel Heir's baby mama drama, the inside story. The article was longer and more detailed than anything that had come before. It claimed to have inside sources and exclusive information. It painted Maya as a gold digger who had trapped Ethan with a pregnancy and then disappeared when he wouldn't commit. Worse, it speculated about Leo's paternity, suggesting that maybe Ethan wasn't even the real father. Maya felt like she was going to be sick. They were questioning her integrity, her son's legitimacy, everything that mattered most to her. Her phone rang. "Ethan, don't read it," he said immediately. "Owen's working on getting it taken down." "Too late. I already read it." "Maya, none of it is true. Everyone who matters knows that." "Do they? Because it all sounds very believable, doesn't it? The timeline matches up just enough to be convincing. We can fight this. We can sue for defamation and keep it in the news for months. Keep Leo's name in the headlines while lawyers argue about our private life." Maya heard Ethan take a shaky breath. "What do you want to do?" Before Maya could answer, her doorbell rang. She looked out the front window and saw a delivery truck. "Someone's here. Let me call you back." Maya opened the door to find a delivery man with a huge bouquet of flowers. "Maya Ellis? That's me. These are for you." Maya took the flowers, puzzled. The card was signed, "With love and support, Patricia Whitman and the Tourism Board." Her phone rang again. This time it was Aunt Lila. "Baby girl, you need to get down to the cafe. Right now." "Why? What's wrong?" "Nothing's wrong. Just come. And bring Leo." Maya packed up a confused but excited Leo and drove to the cafe. When she walked in, she stopped in shock. The cafe was packed. More people than she'd ever seen there, and they were all looking at her with smiles and warm eyes. "Surprise!" called out Mrs. Johnson from Leo's preschool. Maya recognized faces from around town, parents from the playground, customers from the cafe, people she barely knew but who knew her. "What's going on?" she whispered to Aunt Lila. "Community support," Lila said proudly. "When people heard about those nasty lies in the paper, they wanted to do something. Show you that the real people who know you don't believe any of it." Mrs. Chen from the corner market approached Maya with a gentle smile. "That article is garbage," she said bluntly. "Anyone who's seen you with Leo knows what kind of mother you are, what kind of person you are. We wanted you to know," added Tom Rodriguez, who owned the hardware store, "that there are more good people than bad people in this world. The bad ones are just louder." Maya felt tears streaming down her face. Leo was being fussed over by a group of kids from his preschool class who had come with their parents. "Mama, why are you crying?" Leo asked, running over to her. "Happy tears." "Baby, these are happy tears." Ethan appeared in the cafe doorway, looking as shocked as Maya felt. Owen was with him, grinning widely. "Did you know about this?" Maya asked Ethan. "I had no idea. This is amazing," Maya finished. For the next hour, they were surrounded by love and support. People shared stories about how Maya had helped them with special orders for the cafe, how patient and kind she'd always been, how Leo was one of the sweetest kids they'd ever met. It was exactly what Maya needed. Proof that the ugly voices online weren't the only voices that mattered. That her real community, the people who actually knew her, saw the truth. But as the crowd began to thin out, Maya noticed Ethan checking his phone with a frown. "What?" she asked. "Another story just went live. A big one this time." Maya's stomach dropped. "What now?" Ethan showed her his phone. The headline read, "Car Hotels Under Investigation for Environmental Violations." "Morrison," Ethan said grimly. "He's escalating." Maya read the first few paragraphs. The article claimed that the new hotel project was damaging local wildlife habitats. That Carr Hotels had been cutting corners on environmental protections. Is any of it true? Maya asked. Absolutely not. We've gone above and beyond every environmental requirement, but proving that will take time. And in the meantime, this damages our reputation and gives Morrison ammunition to block our permits. Maya felt a surge of anger. He's attacking your business now, too? He's attacking everything I care about. The company. You, Leo. He thinks if he creates enough chaos, I'll give up. Will you? Ethan looked at her with fierce determination. Not a chance. That afternoon, they had an emergency meeting with Owen and Vivian at the hotel offices. Maya felt strange being in the corporate conference room, like she was playing a role she didn't belong in. The environmental claims are completely false, Owen reported. We have all the documentation to prove it, but the damage is already done. 3 major investors have called asking questions. And the media coverage? Vivian asked. Getting worse. Morrison's obviously feeding them information. True or false, doesn't seem to matter. Maya listened to them discuss strategy and felt overwhelmed. This was bigger than just gossip about their relationship. This was about Ethan's livelihood, his family's legacy. Maybe I should step back, she said quietly. Everyone turned to look at her. What do you mean? Ethan asked. Maybe if I wasn't in the picture, Morrison would leave the business alone. Focus on actual business instead of personal attacks. Absolutely not, Ethan said firmly. Maya, Vivian said gently, giving in to blackmail never works. If you step back now, he'll just find another pressure point. But Leo shouldn't have to grow up in the middle of this war. Leo should grow up knowing that his parents don't give up when things get hard, Owen said, that they fight for what's right. Maya looked around the table at these people who had accepted her, defended her, chosen her as family. Okay, she said finally. Then we fight. Together, Ethan said. Together. But as they drove home that evening, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that the worst was yet to come. Morrison had shown he was willing to attack their personal lives, their business, anything that might give him leverage. What would he try next? That night, as she tucked Leo into bed, he looked up at her with serious eyes. Mama, are you and Daddy going to stay together? Maya's heart clenched. Why do you ask, baby? Because on TV, when people fight, sometimes they don't stay together. Maya smoothed his hair back from his forehead. Daddy and I aren't fighting, sweetheart. Some other people are being mean to us, but we're not fighting with each other. Promise? I promise. But as Maya kissed Leo goodnight, she wondered if it was a promise she could keep. The pressure was building from all sides. How long before it became too much? How long before love stopped being enough? Saturday morning arrived with an unexpected silence. For the first time in a week, Maya's phone wasn't buzzing with notifications. No reporters stood outside her house. The street looked peaceful and normal. Maya made coffee and checked the news websites cautiously. The environmental story about Carr Hotels was still trending, but the gossip about her and Ethan had faded from the front pages. Maybe it's over, she said to herself, but experience had taught her not to trust quiet moments. They usually came before bigger storms. Her phone rang at 9 a.m. Ethan. Good morning. His voice was careful. How are you feeling? Cautiously optimistic. It's been quiet. Maya. Owen found something. About Morrison. Can you meet us at the cafe? Bring Leo if you want. This might be good news. 20 minutes later, Maya and Leo walked into Aunt Lila's cafe to find Ethan and Owen sitting at their usual table with serious faces and a laptop. What did you find? Maya asked, settling Leo at the kids' table with crayons. Owen turned the laptop toward her. Morrison made a mistake. He paid the blogger with a check from his personal account instead of the shell company. We have proof now. Proof of what exactly? That he deliberately planted false stories about you to damage Ethan's reputation. That's defamation, harassment, and probably extortion. Maya felt a spark of hope. Can we stop him? Better than that, Ethan said grimly. We can destroy him. Owen's already filed complaints with the state licensing board. If a real estate developer is caught bribing journalists to plant false stories, he loses his license. And the environmental story? Also planted. We have documentation proving every environmental claim about our hotel is false. Morrison's going to face serious legal consequences. Maya sat back in her chair. So, it's really over? This part is, Owen said. But Maya, there might be fallout. When Morrison realizes he's caught, he might try one last desperate attack. What kind of attack? Ethan reached across the table and took her hand. We don't know. But whatever it is, we'll face it together. That afternoon felt like the first normal day they'd had in weeks. They took Leo to the farmer's market, walking through the stalls without looking over their shoulders. Vendors greeted them warmly, other families smiled and waved. Leo picked out apples and carrots, chattering about which vegetables were his favorites. When he asked for a balloon from the face-painting booth, both Maya and Ethan automatically reached for their wallets. "I've got it," Ethan said. "We can split it," Maya replied. "It's $2. Ethan laughed. Still, they looked at each other and burst out laughing. Such a normal couple problem. Who pays for the balloon? You get the balloon, I'll get lunch. Maya compromised. Deal. They ate grilled cheese sandwiches and shared a bag of kettle corn while Leo played on the small playground near the market. Maya watched Ethan push their son on the swings and felt something settle in her chest. This was what she'd always wanted. Simple moments, family time, love without drama. "Mama," Leo called out, "watch me go down the big slide." "I'm watching." "Baby." Ethan came and sat beside her on the bench. "He's incredible." "He is. I keep thinking about all the moments I missed. First words, first steps, bedtime stories." Maya touched his arm gently. "Don't do that to yourself. Think about all the moments still to come." Ethan smiled. Future bedtime stories, future birthday parties, teaching him to drive, teaching him to shave, walking him down the aisle at his wedding. Maya's breath caught. Ethan was talking about forever, about being there for all of Leo's milestones. "Is that what you want?" she asked quietly. "Forever?" Ethan turned to face her fully. "Maya, I want every day with you and Leo for the rest of my life. I want to wake up next to you and fall asleep holding your hand. I want to argue about whose turn it is to do dishes and take Leo to soccer practice. I want boring, beautiful, everyday love with you." Maya felt tears prick her eyes. "Ethan, I'm not asking for an answer now. I know we still have things to work through, but I want you to know where my heart is." Before Maya could respond, Leo came running over with his face flushed from playing. "I'm thirsty. Let's get you some water, buddy," Ethan said, standing up. As they walked back toward the market stalls, Maya's phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "This isn't over. You'll regret crossing me." Maya's blood ran cold. She showed the text to Ethan. "Morrison," he said grimly. "Should we call the police?" "Owen first, then police if necessary." The rest of the afternoon felt tainted. Maya found herself looking over her shoulder again, jumping at unexpected sounds. The peaceful morning felt like a lifetime ago. That evening, after putting Leo to bed, Maya and Ethan sat on her couch discussing security measures. Owen had recommended they be extra careful for the next few days while Morrison's legal troubles unfolded. "Maybe Leo and I should stay somewhere else for a while," Maya said. "Just until we know he's not dangerous. You could stay at my place. It has better security." Maya had never been to Ethan's house. Their relationship had always existed in neutral spaces, the cafe, the playground, restaurants. The idea of staying in his home felt huge. "I don't know. Or I could stay here, on the couch." "Ethan, you don't have to." "Yes, I do. You're my family, both of you. And I protect my family." The word family made Maya's heart skip. "Is that what we are?" "I hope so. I know it's complicated. I know we're still figuring things out. But Maya, you and Leo are the most important people in my world. If that's not family, I don't know what is." Maya stared at him. This man who had once been too scared to take her to dinner in public was now declaring her family, choosing them over safety, over ease, over everything else. "Okay," she said quietly. "Okay, stay." On the couch, Ethan's face broke into a relieved smile. "Thank you." They made up the couch with pillows and blankets. It was domestic and sweet and felt perfectly natural. "Good night," Maya said, heading toward her bedroom. "Maya?" She turned around. "I love you," Ethan said simply. "I know I don't have the right to say it yet, but I needed you to know." Maya's heart felt like it might burst. "I love you too," she whispered. They stared at each other across the dim living room, the weight of those words settling between them. "Good night, Ethan. Good night." Sunday morning brought chaos. Maya woke up to the sound of her phone ringing insistently. She stumbled out of bed to find Ethan already awake, pacing her living room with his phone pressed to his ear. "What time?" he was saying. "How bad?" "Okay, we're coming." What happened? Maya asked, suddenly fully awake. Morrison broke into the hotel construction site last night. Vandalized equipment. Security cameras caught everything. Is he in jail? He will be when they find him. But Maya, there's more. He posted something online. About you. About Leo. Maya's stomach dropped. What kind of something? Ethan handed her his phone. On the screen was a social media post with several photos. Pictures of Maya and Leo at the playground. At the cafe. Walking to preschool. The caption made Maya feel sick. Gold-digging baby mama and her mixed-up kid. Some people will do anything for money. Number, expose these two. Number, gold digger. Number, fake families. Oh my God, Maya whispered. He's been following us, taking pictures of Leo. We're calling the police right now. And Owen's filing for a restraining order. Maya felt panic rising in her chest. He was watching my son, my baby. Maya, look at me. Ethan put his hands on her shoulders. He's done. The vandalism, the stalking, the harassment. He's committed multiple felonies. He's going to prison. What if he tries to hurt Leo before they catch him? He won't get the chance. Owen's already called in private security, and we're not leaving you alone until he's behind bars. 2 hours later, Maya's house was full of people. Owen was there with security personnel. Vivian arrived with coffee and grim determination. Aunt Leela brought breakfast and fierce loyalty. Leo, confused by all the activity, clung to Maya's side. Why are all these people here, Mama? Just some grown-up business, baby. Nothing for you to worry about. But Maya was worried enough for both of them. Morrison was clearly unhinged. What would he try next? At noon, Owen got a call from the police. Morrison had been arrested at his office, trying to destroy evidence. The stalking photos, the threats, the vandalism, all of it was documented. He's not making bail, Owen reported. Too much evidence, too many charges. Maya felt some of the tension leave her body. So, it's really over. It's over. That afternoon, after everyone had left and Leo was napping, Maya and Ethan sat on her front porch. The sun was shining, birds were singing, and for the first time in weeks, Maya felt like she could breathe freely. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, she said. There is no other shoe. We won. Did we? Or did we just survive? Ethan considered this. Maybe both. But Maya, look what we survived together. Gossip, lies, harassment, threats, and we're still here, still choosing each other. Still choosing each other, Maya agreed. So where do we go from here? Maya looked at him. This man, who had proven himself in every way that mattered, who had stood up for their family, protected their son, chosen love over fear again and again. I want to try, she said quietly. Really try. Not just co-parenting, but us. Together. Ethan's face lit up. Really? Really? But slowly. And honestly. No secrets, no hiding. Daylight only, Ethan said, echoing her words from that first night. Daylight only. He kissed her then, soft and sweet on her front porch in broad daylight. When they broke apart, Maya saw Mrs. Chen from the corner market walking by with a big smile and a thumbs up. Maya laughed. So much for privacy. Who needs privacy when you have love? That evening, they told Leo together. Buddy, Ethan said, kneeling down to Leo's level. How would you feel if Daddy spent more time here? Maybe had dinner with you and Mama every night? Leo's eyes went wide. Every night? Would you like that? Yes. Leo launched himself into Ethan's arms. Can you teach me more magic tricks? All the magic tricks you want. Maya watched them together and felt her heart overflow. This was what love looked like. Not perfect, not easy, but real and strong and true. 3 weeks later, Maya stood in front of her bathroom mirror getting ready for work. But instead of her usual anxiety about the day ahead, she felt calm, happy. The past few weeks had been blissful. Ethan came for dinner every night. He read Leo bedtime stories and helped with bath time. They were taking things slowly, but Maya could feel their relationship deepening with each ordinary moment. Morrison was in jail, awaiting trial. The false stories about car hotels had been retracted. The new hotel was opening next month with great fanfare. Most importantly, Leo was thriving. He adored having his father around every day. The whole experience seemed to have made him more confident, more secure. Mama, Leo called from the kitchen. Daddy made pancakes and they look like dinosaurs. Coming, baby. Maya found them in the kitchen, flour everywhere, both of them laughing. Ethan had somehow managed to make dinosaur-shaped pancakes that actually looked like dinosaurs. "How did you do that?" Maya asked, impressed despite herself. "YouTube," Ethan said sheepishly. "I may have practiced for 2 hours yesterday while you were at work." Maya's heart melted. "You practiced making dinosaur pancakes?" I wanted to surprise him. This was the man she'd fallen in love with. Not the scared boy who'd hidden their relationship 5 years ago, but the man he'd become, patient, loving, devoted to their family. After breakfast, they all walked Leo to preschool together. Other parents smiled and waved. A few had become genuinely friendly. The speculation and gossip had died down, replaced by acceptance of their little family. At the preschool door, Leo hugged both of them. "See you tonight, Daddy? Wouldn't miss it, buddy." As they walked back to Maya's car, Ethan took her hand. "I have something to ask you," he said. Maya's heart jumped. "What?" "The hotel opening is next month. There's going to be a big party. Press, photographers, the whole thing. Okay, I want you to come, with me, as my date. Officially." Maya stopped walking. "That's a very public statement." "That's the point. I want everyone to know that you're my partner, that Leo is my son, that this is my family, and I'm proud of it." "Ethan, that's huge. There will be photographers, newspapers." "I know. But Maya, I'm tired of acting like I have something to hide. I don't. I have everything I could ever want, and I want the whole world to know it." Maya looked into his eyes and saw no fear, only love and certainty and pride. "Okay," she said. "Okay, I'll be your date. We'll walk in there together, and I'll smile for every camera." Ethan swept her up in his arms and spun her around right there on the sidewalk. Maya laughed, feeling giddy and free and completely, utterly happy. When he set her down, she was breathless. "People are staring. Let them stare. Let them see how much I love you." That afternoon, Maya called her friend Jasmine to catch up. "Girl, you sound different," Jasmine said immediately. "Different how?" "Happy. Really, genuinely happy. Not just getting by happy." Maya smiled. "I am happy. Good. You deserve it. How's the fine hotel man treating you?" "Like a queen." "And little Leo?" "Like a prince. Jas, I think this is really going to work." "You think, or you know." Maya considered this. A month ago, she would have said she thought it might work. Now, "I know," she said firmly. "We're going to make it." That night, after Leo was asleep, Maya and Ethan sat on her couch making plans for the future. Nothing dramatic, just everyday logistics that felt impossibly precious. "We should talk about me moving in," Ethan said carefully. "Officially, I mean. That's a big step." "I know. But Maya, I spend every night here anyway. My apartment just sits empty, and I want Leo to feel secure, to know this is permanent." Maya thought about it. The idea didn't scare her anymore. It felt natural. "Right. What about your stuff?" "I don't need much. Clothes, books, some kitchen things. Most of what matters to me is already here." "What matters to you?" "You and Leo. Home isn't a place, Maya. It's who you're with." Maya felt tears prick her eyes. "When do you want to do it? Tomorrow? This weekend? 5 years from now? I'm not in a hurry. I just want you to know I'm ready when you are." "I'm ready now," Maya said quietly. Ethan's eyes went wide. "Really? Really? But we tell Leo together. Make it his choice too." "Of course." They woke Leo up gently and brought him to the living room. He rubbed his sleepy eyes and climbed into Maya's lap. "Buddy," Ethan said softly, "how would you feel if I moved in here? If this became my home too?" Leo perked up immediately. "You'd live here? All the time?" "All the time, if you want me to." "Yes." Leo scrambled out of Maya's lap and launched himself at Ethan. "Can we have dinosaur pancakes every morning?" "Every morning," Ethan promised, catching him. Maya watched them together and felt a deep sense of rightness. This was how it was supposed to be. This was the family she'd always dreamed of. "So, it's official?" she asked. "It's official," Ethan said, grinning. "We're moving in together." "We're moving in together," Leo repeated importantly. "Like a real family." "We are a real family, sweetheart," Maya said, pulling them both close. "The realest family there is." 1 month later, Maya stood in front of her bedroom mirror putting the finishing touches on her makeup. Tonight was the hotel opening, and she was nervous in the best way. The dress she'd chosen was emerald green, elegant but not flashy. She wanted to look like herself, not like she was trying to be someone else. Leo burst into her room wearing his little tuxedo. "Mama, Do I look handsome? You look incredibly handsome, like a movie star. Ethan appeared in the doorway wearing a perfectly tailored black tuxedo. Maya's breath caught. He was devastatingly handsome, but more than that, he looked happy, peaceful, like a man, completely comfortable with his choices. You both look amazing, he said, his voice soft with emotion. You clean up pretty well yourself, Maya replied. They drove to the hotel in Ethan's BMW, Leo chattering excitedly from the back seat about the party. When they pulled up to the valet stand, Maya saw the photographers waiting. Ready? Ethan asked, squeezing her hand. Ready. They got out of the car together. Ethan took Maya's arm and lifted Leo onto his hip. The cameras started flashing immediately. Mr. Carr, over here. Mr. Carr, is this your family? Instead of hurrying past, Ethan stopped and faced the photographers with a huge smile. This is my partner, Maya Ellis, and my son, Leo, he said clearly. We're excited to celebrate tonight. More flashes, more questions. But Maya wasn't scared. She stood tall beside Ethan, smiling genuinely, feeling proud to be there. Inside the ballroom, the party was in full swing. The same ballroom where this had all started just 2 months ago. But everything was different now. Vivian approached them immediately, elegant in navy blue. You look beautiful, Maya, she said warmly. Thank you, Vivian. And Leo, my handsome grandson. She swept Leo into a hug. He hugged her back enthusiastically. Nana, did you see all the fancy lights? I did. Would you like to dance with your old grandmother? You're not old, Leo protested, making Vivian laugh. They spent the evening mingling with guests, posing for photos, celebrating the beautiful new hotel. People congratulated Ethan on the project's success and welcomed Maya and Leo warmly. At one point, Maya found herself talking to a group of local business owners about her pastry work. They were genuinely interested, asking about her recipes and her plans for the future. You should open your own bakery, suggested Carol Martinez, who owned a local boutique. The town could use a really good pastry shop. I've thought about it, Maya admitted. More than thought about it, Ethan said, appearing beside her. She's been looking at spaces downtown. Maya blushed. It's just an idea. It's a great idea, said Dr. Rodriguez from the tourism board. We'd love to support local entrepreneurs. As the conversation continued, Maya felt a sense of belonging she'd never experienced before. These weren't just Ethan's colleagues tolerating his girlfriend. They were welcoming her as herself, interested in her dreams and ambitions. Later, they found a quiet corner where Leo was playing with another family's children. Having fun? Ethan asked. More than I expected, Maya admitted. Everyone's been so nice. They can see what I see. How wonderful you are. Maya looked around the ballroom. The same space where she'd once felt so out of place now felt warm and welcoming. I keep thinking about that night 2 months ago, she said. How scared I was. How angry. Any regrets? Maya thought about everything they'd been through. The gossip, the threats, the fear, but also the love, the growth, the family they'd built. Not one, she said firmly. As the evening wound down, they said their goodbyes and collected a sleepy Leo. In the car, he curled up in his car seat and fell asleep before they'd left the parking lot. That was perfect, Maya said softly. It was. They drove home in comfortable silence, Leo snoring softly in the back seat. When they reached their house, Maya thought with a smile. Ethan carried Leo inside while Maya kicked off her heels. After putting Leo to bed, they sat on the couch together, still in their fancy clothes but feeling completely relaxed. I have something for you, Ethan said suddenly. What? He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Maya's heart stopped. Ethan, it's not what you think, he said quickly. Well, maybe someday it will be what you think. But right now, it's something else. He opened the box to reveal a delicate necklace with a small heart pendant. It's for tonight, he said, for being brave enough to walk into that ballroom with me, for choosing to build this life together, for being the most amazing mother and partner I could ever ask for. Maya touched the pendant gently. It's beautiful. There's an inscription. Maya looked closer. In tiny script on the back of the heart, it read, Daylight, only, E, M, and L. Tears filled Maya's eyes. Our family motto, our family motto. Ethan fastened the necklace around her neck, his fingers gentle at her nape. I love you, Maya whispered. I love you too. Both of you. Always. They held each other on the couch as the clock struck midnight. officially ending the perfect evening and starting a new day. "What are you thinking about?" Ethan asked. "The future," Maya said. "Our future. The bakery, maybe. Teaching Leo to ride a bike. Sunday mornings at the cafe. Growing old together. Sounds perfect." "It does, doesn't it?" As they got ready for bed, Maya caught sight of herself in the bathroom mirror. She was still wearing the emerald dress, her hair still perfect from the evening. But what struck her was the expression on her face. She looked happy. Truly, deeply, contentedly happy. In the bedroom, Ethan was already under the covers, reading a book about dinosaurs that Leo had left there. "Research for tomorrow's pancakes?" Maya teased. "A dad's work is never done." Maya climbed into bed beside him, curling up against his side. This still felt new and wonderful. Sharing a bed, sharing a life, sharing everything. "Ethan? Thank you." "For what?" "For proving that people can change, that love can survive anything, that second chances are real." Ethan set down the dinosaur book and pulled her closer. "Thank you for giving me that second chance, for trusting me with your heart again, for letting me be Leo's father." They kissed softly in the dim light, surrounded by the ordinary magic of their shared life. "Sweet dreams," Maya whispered. "Sweet dreams." As Maya drifted off to sleep, she thought about how far they'd all come, from that terrifying night when she'd walked into the hotel ballroom to tonight when she'd walked into the same space as part of a family. From secrets and shame to love in full daylight, from broken trust to unshakable faith, from fear to joy. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new adventures, new opportunities to choose love over fear. But tonight, Maya fell asleep in the arms of the man she loved, with their son safe down the hall, in the home they'd built together. It had taken 5 years, but she'd finally found her way back to love. And this time, it was forever. 6 months later. "Daddy, watch this," Leo called out from the playground monkey bars. Ethan looked up from the bench where he was sitting with Maya, their fingers intertwined. "I'm watching. Buddy, show me what you've got." Leo made it across 3 bars before dropping down with a huge grin. "Did you see? I made it all the way to the yellow one." "That was amazing," Maya called out. "Want to try again?" Yes. It was a perfect Sunday afternoon at their favorite park, the same playground where they'd taken those careful first steps as a family. Now it felt completely natural to be there together. Maya's bakery had opened 3 weeks ago to huge success. Sweet Daylight Bakery, named for their family motto, was already becoming a local favorite. She specialized in custom cakes and pastries, and word was spreading fast. Ethan had been promoted to CEO of Car Hotels after the successful opening. The environmental lawsuit against Morrison had resulted in new, even stronger protections for the waterfront, making Ethan something of a local environmental hero. But the best changes were the small ones. The way Leo ran to both of them when he got hurt, the way he called them Mama and Daddy, like it had always been that way, the way he talked confidently about our house and our family. "I have news," Ethan said quietly, pulling Maya from her thoughts. "Good news or bad news?" "Good news, the best news." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a familiar velvet box, but this one was different, bigger. Maya's heart started racing. "Ethan, before you say anything," he said quickly, "I want you to know this isn't pressure, it's just hope. It's me, asking if you want to make this official. Forever." He opened the box to reveal a simple, elegant diamond ring. "Maya Ellis, will you marry me? Will you be my wife, my partner, my family, for the rest of our lives?" Maya stared at the ring, then at his face. This incredible man who had fought for them, protected them, chosen them over and over again. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, yes, I'll marry you. Yes to forever. Yes to being a family." Ethan's face broke into the biggest smile she'd ever seen. He slipped the ring onto her finger with shaking hands. "Daddy, Mama, look what I can do." Leo was hanging upside down from the monkey bars, completely oblivious to the fact that his parents had just gotten engaged. "That's incredible, sweetie," Maya called out, laughing through her tears. "Should we tell him?" Ethan asked. "Tell me what?" Leo dropped down and ran over, his face curious. Ethan and Maya looked at each other and smiled. "Daddy just asked Mama to marry him," Maya said. Leo's eyes went wide. "Like a wedding? With cake and dancing?" "Just like that," Ethan confirmed. "And I'll be in the wedding?" "You'll be the most important person in the wedding," Maya said. "Our best man." Leo threw his arms around both of them. "This is the best day ever." Maya looked over Leo's head at Ethan, her fiancé, her partner, the love of her life. Yes, she agreed, it really is. As they walked home together, Leo skipping ahead and periodically running back to hug them, Maya thought about how perfect this moment was, not because it was fancy or dramatic, but because it was real. It was theirs. They'd survived gossip and threats and doubt. They'd fought for each other and chosen love over fear. They'd built something beautiful from the broken pieces of their past, and now they were walking toward their future together, hand, in full daylight. Just the way it should be, just the way it would always be, forever